I've just started hard pruning these again. You can go back to my hard pruning video and see what date it was. Today's the 16th of June, and I've harvested some tomatoes, but this is what's left, and we are hard pruning again. Just to show you, you can get really aggressive with these things. I only leave a few limbs on there. I go up above the last cluster and take everything off all the way up to that, where you see we're at the second cluster now on these here. So prune them real hard. I know I heard somebody saying something about leaving 11 or 12 on there. I don't know where you got that from, but that doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense, but it may work for whoever is doing that. But you can take off almost every leaf. You can leave one limb on there and this thing will do fine. So I wouldn't do that. I'd leave a couple, but 11 or 12, you don't have to leave that many on there. Cut as much as you need to up to the last cluster. Let all of it drop, get it out of here, let the air get between there, and let the nutrients and the sunshine do the rest. Now, to give you an example, here's a plant with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 8 in the leader on it, so don't worry about how many you cut off. Just make sure you get it up to the last cluster. I mean, I'm talking about a decent sized cluster too. I'm not talking about one with, you know, one tomato on it or whatever. I think you get the point though. All right, out of greenhouse number 3 today. It is Sunday, the day after markets, and this is what I just got out of there. We're gonna have a lot of squash and zucchini. We've had quite a bit, but now we're gonna have more than we might be able to sell at the foreign markets if I get this every day between now and, well, Thursday's our next market. Wow. Go bumblebees. That's a big difference from what I was getting without them. Wow. Okay, that is Lilu. That is my biggest fan. She loves our lettuce.
Oh, is that why you brought her up here for lettuce?
Literally,
Oh, yeah.
she buys 3 heads of lettuce for her duck. She says it's like crack cocaine. She's eating it now.
So funny, like you try to give it.
Look at her go.
She just loves lettuce. That's just her.
Thank you, Lilu. I appreciate your business, sweetheart.
Sweet girl.
Well, some of you have asked why you have to clip it and lower and lean these tomatoes. Why can't you just let them grow all the way up to the top? You could. Obviously, I pretty much did. But it's not good. You're fighting against gravity to get nutrients all the way to the top and make these tomatoes as big as they were when they were down here. So we want to help with that, but also you have an issue where it's hard to manage them. You got to keep dragging your ladder out to clip them up, and when you do that, this is what you get. You start bending over. Can you see that? How he comes up and he bends over. I didn't get him clipped up, so I've got to go back through there. Several of them that once they get above 7 or 8 feet tall, I didn't get them clipped, so they started bending over. Just another tidbit of what happens when you don't have enough time and enough people to take care of everything. So you just kind of adjust, and that's what we're doing now. I'm taking care of it, trying to catch up. All right, hot and sweaty, and I'm nothing to look at, but wanted to tell you I've been in this tomato house this morning, and it is, let me see. That thermometer broke. It says it's 120. It must be 2,000 in here. Anyway, it doesn't say 120. It actually says 98, but it feels hotter than that. So what I'm doing today is I'm lowering, leaning, and trimming and taking care of these tomato plants. And let me turn this around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, you see what we're doing here. You see how these are on this side, and that way they're about this high. Everything else is really tall. I've done both sides. I've dropped them down to about eye level. And the way you do that is you take these hooks up here and everything is moving this way. So let me show you this. That tomato plant now goes this way and up. And what I did is I just went way up there and moved the clip from there to here, and I moved the next one over to there, and I keep them all at about the same level while trying to keep the tomatoes off the ground. Now this one here is going to wrap around when I get over to that other side. It's going to wrap around, and instead of being on this wire, it'll be on that one over there. It'll start heading back the other way. So basically, I think you'll get the point. They're all going to run this way until this last one, and then it's going to wrap around and it's going to start heading back down the other side. That's how this will work. It's hot as Hades in here, but this has got to be done. These tomatoes are doing beautifully. Can't complain. And I just still want to thank Steve Brahms for helping me design this return. That's working well. I may do something different with the delivery system. I bought another injector, maybe buying a couple of those. They're dosers, and I may put those down there and dose it instead of running that pump full time. I'll see how that works. I bought them anyway. Might as well use them, or at least try. The bees are really working hard out here too, and it's kind of nice. I'm working out here with bees, and they're not bothering me at all. There's one of those guys right there. My father-in-law is mowing, and I got a little hot working over there, lowering and leaning those tomatoes. And the way I do it, I work a while until I get really hot, and then I jump in here. That's how I keep from getting too hot anyway. Whoops. Excuse me. Anyway, that's how I keep from getting too terribly hot. Get up here in the shade underneath this big old tree and then jump in the pool. Works for me. So once again, I'm sweating, because that's what I do in the greenhouse, lowering and leaning these tomato plants. And I apologize for the way I look, but this is what you get. For most of you are men. 80% of the viewers for these garden videos are men, according to YouTube. So deal with it, guys. One of the things I've been doing is pulling the ripe or the ripening tomatoes off of here. Get some of the weight and stress off these plants so that they can continue to send all the energy to the new green little tomatoes. So they'll get nice and big and plump just like the other ones. But I usually do that after they fall off when I'm moving these things anyway. So a lot of them will fall off. You'll see a lot of bees still flying around in here. There's one buzzing by my head right now. These guys are awesome. They don't bother me at all. They just fly around and do their thing while I'm doing mine. It's kind of like we're working in concert. Anyway, let me get on with this so I can show you what to do. And after I get this row done, I'm gonna go jump in the pool. Thanks again, Mr. Fouts. You're awesome. I'll bring it down to about somewhere around the 4 or 5 feet level. And then hook it back up. It's a lot of up and down. Get a good leg workout. Throw a clip in the top. And you can trim up any suckers that happen to show up. Like that guy. And move them. See? They fall off. But I think you get the point. I think you kind of get to see what we're doing here. Let's see how tall these are. Some of those are almost 10 feet tall. I've dropped them down to about 4 or 5 feet on this side. Done the same in the middle here. Hard to see this. These have already grown a little bit since I've dropped them down, but you can see that these 2 rows in the center are down. I got to do that row and all these. This one's crazy. That's all the way up to the top, and it's bent here. This is the main vine, so I'm gonna have to straighten that up once I drop it. The cherry tomato. And look at the bees. That's amazing. These little guys are something else. They even like the red tomatoes. Well, I thought I'd give you a quick after shot of the lower and leaning that I did in the tomato house. It's early morning. I've got to get out and get back to my day job. So let me turn this around and show you what this all looks like once it's been completed. I feel like I got something shiny on my nose. Anyway, here you go. And there you go. They're all dropped. Still got a lot of tomatoes I gotta come in here and harvest. I even have some cherry tomatoes, but those are really just for us. I don't sell those. That's too much work for farmers markets when you can get more money for these big tomatoes, and it's a lot easier to take care of. But I have a few of these that are still a little tall, but they're all pretty much about 4 or 5 feet tall now, or high, not tall, high. They're about 10 to 12 feet long. Anyway, there you go. God bless. Go plant some dirt and we'll see you. Or some nutrient solution. Go play some dirt, some nutrient solution, some fish water, whatever you have to grow something, and we'll see you next time. God bless.